Hi, welcome to my channel, Fabulously Frugal and Fancy. I'm Brandy, and here on my channel we do all things frugal, all things on a budget, some home decor, DIYs, and also just how to save money on different things, cleaning products, fashion, makeup, jewelry, etc. So I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. I hope that you enjoy watching this video. We are going to be making a Valentine's Day door swag today, and I use the Dollar Tree white Christmas trees that are left over. I took away from another project, so I hope you enjoy, and let's get making something fabulous here. So all right, so I show you my glue gun, my glue sticks. I use 4 of the white Christmas trees. I took these out of my centerpiece that I made for Christmas. The red ribbon, I did not use this red velvet one, but the silver and the red came from Christmas clearance. If you saw my haul there, you saw that. My new snips that I got for Christmas, some red roses. I love these new snips, I will tell you that. I also used some white roses I've had left over from when I decorated for a wedding. All right, and my Carhartt gloves, I love those. They have rubber palms and all the fingertips are covered, so when I'm using hot glue, those things protect my fingers and my palms and everything from getting burned. I use a high temp glue gun, and for most of my crafts I use the high temp glue gun, and I love my Ryobi glue gun. I'm going to be doing a review on that for you pretty soon, so keep a lookout for that video, which will be coming soon. So I just take 4 of these Christmas trees. Oh, I forgot to mention that the twisty tie that I just cut, those come from the spring garden section, and these work really well. I find the price, there's 2 rolls of it for $1, and I love the price of these, and they are very versatile. You can use this for a lot of different things. Twisty ties come in handy, so these long strips of them work really well. I use 2 of the white Christmas trees on the top and 2 on the bottom to create my swag. And then I just take some of the branches and I fold them over each other, kind of twist them together to give it more stability and to connect the 2 Christmas trees on both the top and the bottom. I'm just kind of fluffing. Again, these were already used, so there is a little bit of like hot glue in places and things where I had used these in the centerpiece for my Christmas centerpiece in my dining room. All right, I wanted to reuse these and not just put them in storage. So I'm using these for Valentine's Day. It saved me some money on buying anything else to make the base of my swag with. And then I'm just going to reinforce the holding point there with a lot of glue from my hot glue gun. I actually didn't use an excessive amount. It was actually pretty sturdy. But I put my glove on there so I can kind of squish some of the pieces together. Add a little bit more hot glue. I got the cutting mat there from the Dollar Tree, and I use that also to kind of catch any excess glue. I got 2 different kinds of roses from the Dollar Tree. The long ones, you get 1 for $1. They're an open rose, and then the 3-pack are still the long stem roses with a little bit of baby's breath on there, and they are more closed. So I wanted to kind of mix those together. And getting the tags off of the florals is never fun. I never am able to get those, just peel them off that easily. So here I'm just kind of sticking them in where I want them, and then instead of gluing these red roses, I just take the branches of the white Christmas tree and I just fold them over, wrap them around, and secure them with the branches themselves. So now I'm going down to the bottom. I use 1 of the 3 packs of the long stem roses that are not fully open, and 1 large rose that is all the way open, and I use 1 of those on the top and bottom, and 3 of the smaller ones on top and bottom as well. I will say that I have learned this from Ramon at Home, and if you have not watched his videos, I will link him below. He is wonderful at floral arrangements, swags, door hangers, things like that. But what he says is what you do at the top, you do at the bottom, what you do on the left, you do on the right. You want to mirror what you're doing. And I've learned so much from watching his videos. And again, I will link him in the description box check out his videos if you have not watched him. He is very talented with anything floral, any home decor. He is extremely talented and I enjoy watching him. So I'm just, again, using the branches of the tree to secure the roses in there. And if the roses have a stem, I will use the branches. When I'm using the white roses, those have already been off the stem. Again, these are left over from when I decorated for a wedding, and they were all taken off the stem. Some are the foam floral roses. So here I'm taking my silver ribbon. It's about 2.5 inches wide, and I'm just making a bow. And the way that I make the bow with this one is I use the, I'm gonna say, awareness ribbon method. You make it look like a ribbon, you know, like the awareness ribbon shape, and then you just kind of pull it down in the middle and cinch it together. So that's how I was making the bows for this one. I never seem to be able to stick with the same method, but this worked pretty well and I was happy with how the bows turned out. So I leave some long tails because I want them to dangle all the way below the swag. I want the shimmery silver to really kind of be a highlight hanging down from the swag as well. So I just take that, cinch it in the middle. I take another piece of that twisty tie and I cut a longer piece than what I need just to secure it, but I leave it along the long tail so that I can secure it right to the swag. And again, if you have not used this, these twisty tie from Dollar Tree, they are in the spring gardening section. These work great for crafting, and if you decorate for events like I do, these work very well for hanging things around poles and things like that. They do not have to be cut off. Usually you can just unwind them, and it works really well if you don't want to damage an area that you are hanging something up. And so I'm just securing that in the back. I twist it around and around until the twisty tie is secure. I do not use any hot glue here. I didn't need to. The twisty tie is actually really sturdy, and it held it all together really well. So, all right, so now I'm back in frame. Sorry about that. I'm working in a much smaller area because I have not cleaned up all of the things from Christmas crafts, from Christmas wrapping, and then I had COVID right after Christmas, so my craft room is just really messy, and I was working in a more confined area, so my camera did not have as wide of an angle because it was much closer to me than it normally is. Now this red ribbon I got from Walmart on Christmas clearance. The red with the, it's like a sheer with polka dots and lots of shimmer and glitter, and I thought, oh, this will be pretty for a lot of other things other than just Christmas. So I I really like the red, and so I wanted to add double tails. So right now I'm just adding the tail underneath of the silver, and the way that it was coiled, it is wired ribbon, so I could have reshaped it, but I kind of liked the coils. I liked how it just kind of, you know, the way it hung. I thought it turned out pretty that way. So I just left it in that little coil thing, and then I take the red ribbon, move my camera back just a little because it's getting a little large, and then I do the same method. Again, I'm sorry that I'm out of the screen here. I apologize for that. But I just take the same method, take another piece of twisty tie, wrap it around the middle, and then just secure it over the silver ribbon so that I have the double layer ribbon, the double layer bow there. All right, and then I just kind of fluff and play with it for a minute to make sure it's how I want it to be. And then I'm taking some of these white foam roses. These come from Amazon. Again, I bought these a while ago. I decorated for a wedding a few years ago, and these are still left over from that. So I'm taking some of these regular silk white roses and adding those in. I'm adding in the white foam roses. I'm just kind of intermingling them, you know, putting a couple of each up at the top. I put one right in the center of that bow to hide the green twisty tie. You don't want that to show. And then I'm just going in and adding roses, the white roses, wherever I feel like they are needed. Again, what you do on the bottom, you want to do on the top. I did add more to the bottom than I did the top, and the reason is because the bottom hung down a little lower, because I have the ribbon hanging down low, and plus I put the flowers a little bit lower, so that they would kind of hang below the white Christmas tree, whereas at the top I have the white Christmas tree sticking out above, which is okay. You can do a difference in height, and so my bow is not like perfectly in the center, so I added more white roses to the bottom. I hope that makes sense, than I did to the top. But what I did on one side, I did on the other. Thank you again, Ramon at home. I appreciate your knowledge on these. I've learned so much, and my floral arrangements have definitely improved since I've been watching him. I looked at some of mine from a few years ago, and I was like, wow, I really didn't know what I was doing. They still look pretty, they just weren't as symmetrical or whatever. So I've learned a lot, and I enjoy continuing to learn from all of you that create and put things up on Facebook and on YouTube. All right, this took me no time at all. It was a really quick project to do. I'm just kind of twirling the ribbons, seeing how I want them to lay, kind of sticking some of it behind some of the branches so that they aren't sticking out in front. And here's kind of how it looks here. I'm going to show you in just a second how it is on my door. I did dovetail the ends. I left my scissors upstairs, so this is how it looks on the door. I love how it turned out. Long, it hangs down, you know, really long on the door, and makes a very large impact there. I did not put a hanger on the back. I just used my door hanger, and I wrapped a couple of the branches around it. And when you get up close, you can see the sparkle on those roses up there. And then the white roses, you can really see the shimmer on that silver ribbon and on the red. And then you can see the tails hanging down a little bit longer underneath. It just kind of pulls it all down, has your eye reaching all the way to the bottom. I really hope you enjoyed this. I think it turned out really well. I love anything red and white Valentine's Day. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. My goal for 2022 is to get 1,000 subscribers and to get my channel monetized. So I hope that you will subscribe, like this video, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think of this Valentine's door swag, and how you would use those white Christmas trees differently or the same. I hope you have a fabulous day. Be blessed. Bye.